Climate change mitigation techniques. Climate change mitigation refers to the efforts taken to reduce or prevent the emission of greenhouse gases, with the goal of slowing the pace of global warming and minimizing its impacts on the environment and human society. Effective mitigation strategies span various sectors, including energy, agriculture, transportation, industry, and policy. Let's explore some of the key techniques used worldwide to combat climate change. First, transition to renewable energy sources. One of the primary causes of climate change is the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas, which releases large amounts of carbon dioxide, CO2, into the atmosphere. Transitioning to renewable energy sources significantly reduces these emissions. Renewable energy includes solar, wind, hydroelectric, geothermal, and biomass energy. These sources are naturally replenished and emit little to no greenhouse gases during operation. For example, solar power harnesses energy from the sun using photovoltaic panels. Wind energy utilizes wind turbines to generate electricity. Hydropower captures the energy of flowing water. Geothermal energy taps into heat stored beneath the Earth's surface. Investing in renewable energy not only curbs carbon emissions but also promotes energy security, creates jobs, and supports sustainable development. Second, enhancing energy efficiency. Energy efficiency means using less energy to perform the same task, thus reducing energy waste and emissions. It is one of the fastest and most cost-effective ways to combat climate change. This can be achieved through various means. Designing energy-efficient buildings with proper insulation and advanced materials. Using high-efficiency appliances and lighting, such as LED bulbs. Implementing smart technologies that optimize energy use in homes, industries, and transportation systems. Encouraging industrial processes that require less energy input. Energy efficiency reduces the overall demand for energy, lowering both costs and environmental impact. Third, carbon capture, utilization, and storage, CCUS. Certain industries, like cement, steel, and chemical production, inherently produce CO2 emissions that are hard to eliminate completely. Carbon capture technologies offer a solution. Carbon capture, utilization, and storage, CCUS, involves capturing CO2 emissions from power plants or industrial sources before they enter the atmosphere. The captured CO2 can then be stored underground in geological formations, utilized in industrial processes, such as enhanced oil recovery or manufacturing materials like carbonates. While CCUS is still emerging and can be costly, it is a promising tool for reducing emissions from sectors that are difficult to decarbonize. Fourth, reforestation, afforestation, and forest conservation. Forests play a critical role in the global carbon cycle as natural carbon sinks. They absorb more CO2 than they emit. However, deforestation and forest degradation release stored carbon back into the atmosphere. Mitigation strategies related to forests include reforestation, planting trees in areas where forests have been lost. Afforestation, establishing forests in regions where there were no previous tree covers. Forest conservation, protecting existing forests from illegal logging, fires, and conversion to agriculture. Healthy forests not only sequester carbon but also preserve biodiversity, protect watersheds, and support livelihoods. Fifth, promoting sustainable agriculture. Agriculture contributes significantly to greenhouse gas emissions through practices such as land clearing, fertilizer use, and methane emissions from livestock. Sustainable agricultural practices aim to reduce these impacts by Adopting conservation tillage to enhance soil carbon storage. Practicing crop rotation and intercropping to maintain soil health. Using organic fertilizers and reducing chemical inputs to cut nitrous oxide emissions. Implementing agroforestry, which combines trees with crops or livestock systems. Improving livestock management to reduce methane emissions. These methods help reduce emissions while ensuring food security and maintaining ecological balance. Sixth, sustainable transportation systems. The transport sector accounts for a significant share of global CO2 emissions, mainly from burning fossil fuels in vehicles. Mitigation strategies in transportation include promoting electric vehicles, EVs, powered by renewable energy. Developing efficient public transportation systems, such as electric buses and railways. Encouraging non-motorized transport like cycling and walking. Using alternative fuels, such as biofuels, hydrogen, and compressed natural gas, CNG. Improving vehicle fuel efficiency standards and promoting carpooling or ride-sharing. Transitioning to low-emission transport not only reduces greenhouse gases but also improves air quality and public health. Seventh, effective waste management. Waste, especially organic waste in landfills, emits methane, a greenhouse gas far more potent than CO2 in trapping heat. Mitigation through waste management involves reducing waste generation through better product design and consumption patterns. Promoting recycling and reuse of materials to lower production emissions. Composting organic waste, which turns it into useful fertilizer while preventing methane emissions. Generating energy from waste, known as waste-to-energy, WTE, which can be a cleaner alternative to landfilling. A well-managed waste system can significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions and conserve resources. Eighth, implementation of climate policies and international agreements. Effective mitigation requires strong governmental action and global cooperation. Some key policy measures include carbon pricing mechanisms, such as carbon taxes or cap-and-trade systems, which create financial incentives for emission reductions. Renewable energy subsidies and incentives to encourage clean energy adoption. Strict environmental regulations on industries and land use. International agreements, like the Paris Agreement, where nations commit to specific emission reduction targets and work collectively to tackle climate change. Transparent governance, monitoring, and accountability mechanisms are essential for the success of climate policies. Nineth, promoting behavioral change and community engagement. While technological and policy solutions are critical, individual actions and community-level initiatives also play a vital role. Examples include adopting sustainable lifestyles, such as using public transport, reducing meat consumption, conserving energy, and minimizing waste. Supporting local environmental projects like tree planting or cleanup campaigns. Raising awareness and educating others about climate change impacts and solutions. Participating in climate advocacy to push for stronger policies and corporate responsibility. When communities act collectively, they can drive significant social and environmental change. Mitigating climate change is a shared responsibility that requires action on multiple fronts: technological innovation, efficient policies, industry leadership, and individual commitment. By implementing these mitigation techniques and fostering a global culture of sustainability, we can work towards a future where economic development and environmental preservation go hand in hand. Our choices today will define the world of tomorrow.